Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Push Button Profits show, where we get to meet the creators behind the internet marketing make money online product. Now, today I have with me Ryan Mack. Ryan, hello and welcome to the Push Button Profits show.
Perfect. Thanks for having me on. It's great to be the start of something new.
Thank you. Thank you. And talking of something new, which is about to start, you have an upcoming launch on Friday, 9th of October at 11 a.m. called Simple Income Methods. Can you just very briefly, in just a couple of sentences, explain what is Simple Income Methods about?
So Simple Income Methods basically is 4 different methods you can use to start making money online. Like there's a range of different methods, so there's something there for everyone. So basically the 4 methods include: one is a get paid to website. The second one is how to build recurring income streams, which, as we know, is the sort of the key to success of moving from your day job into this, is to have sort of guaranteed income each month. The third one is a text bot that pays out between $100 and $500 a day. And then the final method, more for like social media lovers, it's a platform that pays you for being a brand ambassador. So basically you just get paid to post on Instagram and Twitter.
Interesting. Now, you're giving 4 methods to buyers who pick up Simple Income Methods. Which is your favorite?
I think my favorite would have to be the recurring one, because it's always nice to know, like, when the start of each month, you know, you have that X amount of money coming in each month. Like, so anything you add on top of that is just bonus.
I think that's a good point you're putting on there. That recurring income beats, episodic commissions coming in every day, without a doubt, because it just forms a bedrock where you can go about building bigger things, knowing that that's happening in the background.
Yeah, definitely. Like, recurring income is sort of the key, the what everyone should be aiming for. I personally, that's what I think anyway. Like, I think that's the way to go for your online business, is you have that guaranteed in each month, and then any the daily incomes you make from promoting products or launching products, things like that, that's just sort of gravy on top.
Now, when I think about those 4 methods, which, you and I have spoken about this project in general, but you never actually told me what the 4 methods were. They're actually quite different from one another, dealing with text bots versus chatbots versus, getting paid for web design versus being paid to post to social media. Quite different types of ways of making money online. Have you had experience with all of them? Why are they so divergent, and not in a bad way? They're just very different ways, and we'll talk about them separately in the strengths and weaknesses in a bit. But why? What made you choose those of all the methods which are out there?
I think I sort of wanted 4 different methods, so regardless of your technical ability or what your interests are, there's something there for everyone. And as far as, like, when I sort of started doing the methods, was like during lockdown, everyone had lots of free time. So I was just spending my time just looking and seeing what other things are out there. And then I discovered all these here, give them a try, worked out that, yeah, you could make money off them. Like, granted, some you'll make an awful lot less, and some other ones you'll make an awful lot more, but sort of like there's something there for everyone is basically the premise of the product.
I like that you said that you've basically created Simple Income Methods during lockdown, because I think there's one thing when you're creating internet marketing products during times of plenty. There's another when you're still able to make money during, maybe, let's say, leaner periods. So it's pretty encouraging that your product is one that anyone can make money in, whether it's good times or bad times, as it were. In your experience, which of the 4 is the easiest to get started with? I won't ask you to expose everything or reveal everything, but what would be, for someone who picks up Simple Income Methods on the 9th of October, what's the first one you would suggest anyone can do? There's probably varying levels of complexity and technicalities, he said. What's the easiest one to pick up with and run with? And what was your experience with it?
Probably the easiest one to sort of pick up and get run with is the get paid to website. So, like, it has a list of sort of different ways for you to make money, whether it's playing games, filling in surveys, or signing up for offers, or doing like wee tasks. Like, they have like lots of different tasks that they update every day. Like, and some of them could be as simple as doing Google searches, things like that there. Like, I sort of brought it in as, like, at night, like before I go to bed, I used to be sitting scrolling on Facebook or Instagram for like 20 minutes, half an hour before work. I've just started doing the wee tasks now instead. Like, so I'm actually getting paid for something that I would normally just be sitting sort of wasting time. So I'm adding a wee bit of a cash that way each night.
And how long, when it comes to these kind of simple income methods, it's one thing for them to be simple, but it's usually the time, it's usually there's still a time aspect to it of how much effort and time it takes. So you made it sound like you were just scrolling in bed or just before retiring to bed in the evening. How many minutes a night would it take a customer who picks up simple income methods to do that first one, would you say, to do it properly, to get set up, and to how much does it require a night to get started with that first method?
I think the first method is to get set up. Like, it takes you maybe 5 minutes. It's like a typical sort of sign up process. Your name, email. They ask like about you, like, just so they give you surveys that you can actually complete. But as far as then making money, personally, I like doing the surveys because you can get ones there that they're paying you $5 for a 15-minute survey. So like doing something like that there, like that's your 15 minutes before you go to bed. You've made $5, which is something you wouldn't have made if you were just scrolling on Facebook or scrolling on Instagram. So that's the sort of what I like about that method, is it's like you have a wee spare 10-15 minutes, jump on, make some money, and then you're off on the rest of your day. Just so it's good that way.
Nice. And dare I ask now, there are 4 methods. That was probably the simplest and easiest someone can jump into. I'm going to now whiz over to the other side of the scale to ask you, what's the most advanced method or most technical, or most, the biggest profit yielding method that you've come up with? And you don't have to reveal everything or the how to, but just to give a little bit of an idea to anyone watching this who perhaps that's a little elementary, just scrolling and doing surveys. What else can they expect if they want to go a bit deeper with making money online with simple income methods?
Yeah, the sort of probably the most advanced one would be the text bot one. So like I won't reveal the name of it. I'll leave that there for the people to pick it up. But it's a great way. Like it's $100 to $500 paydays each time you get someone that signs up and joins.
Brilliant.
And the best part is they pay you directly. It doesn't go to the system, and then you have to wait for the system then to pay you out over X amount of time. With the likes of Warrior Plus and things, you have that sort of time delay. The payment goes straight into your PayPal, or you can set it up to go to your Google Pay, your Apple Pay, you even get paid in Bitcoin if you want. Like it can get paid, everything goes directly to you straight away. So like the sort of the hardest part of it is then driving the traffic. But once you get people signing up, you just sort of snowballs and you just get into the rhythm of things. But I've also included inside a few of like the wee traffic methods I use.
Interesting, nice. And what is the training actually comprised of? Is it a series of videos? Is it a PDF? Is it a mixture of media? How will people be learning from you, Ryan, in simple income methods?
So it's a mixture. There's sort of a video that sort of gives like an overview of each of the methods individually, and then below each video, then there's a PDF guide that gives you the complete sort of walkthrough of how to set up and how to actually make money with each of the methods. I sort of did it both ways, just because some people prefer to read, some people prefer to watch videos. Like I like to sort of see an overview in a video, but then when it comes to actually doing it, it's better to have the PDF next to you and you can follow along as you go. So that's kind of why I went with the way I did.
Nice. So simple income methods now is not your first product. It's not your first rodeo. My first guest, which was is Bill Ginn, who last episode, List Lariat, which is also coming out in October, and it's his first proper product. He's launching with someone. This isn't your first product. So I guess my question to you is, what's been your experience launching products on Warrior Plus and in the internet marketing world? What have been some of your highlights or greatest hits or not so great hits?
Yeah, so I've launched a few times, and most of the time I've been launching with partners, and this is my second solo launch. So I'm just sort of getting my feet wet, getting involved in everything, every aspect of it again, like just to sort of build up my skill set, like really is the thing. Yeah, like my first launch was probably the most exciting one, because it was everything was brand new, and I'd only just sort of started in the space, and I was launching with Bill Hugo and Simple Spencer. So like they were two big names a couple of years ago. Like they're both sort of moved into other things. They still sort of dip their toes in every now and again. But from that one there, I learned a lot. I learned just exactly how to launch a product. Like, because
what was the name? What was the name of the product you did with Bill Hugo?
It was called Nexus Profits.
Nexus Profits. Okay, and what was Nexus Profits about now?
It was all about domaining. So like my background is I'm a software developer, and I've created a lot of websites and stuff. And I was creating a website for someone and they wanted this certain domain name, and we went to find it and someone was charging $500 for it, and I was just thought it's crazy, like. And then it sort of got me into looking at how you can actually make money with domains, and then from there that sort of created that product. And that's sort of one of my sort of main income streams outside of the sort of online marketing, affiliate marketing type thing, is selling domains. But that's what that first product was about. It was about how to find your domain and how to actually make money with it.
Interesting. And then what came next then? So that was your very first time you powered up with quite very big people, reasonably big people for a first launch to get into this world. That's pretty impressive. What happened next?
Yes. So the next one was actually, it was a solo launch I did myself. Flash Profits, it was sort of building on the domain in one. It was like a few more methods and things that I had found after. And like it wasn't as successful because I sort of went from launching with two big names, getting all the sales, and then launching on my own. So it was sort of a learning curve, that just because you have a good product doesn't mean it's going to sell it. So it's all about sort of the marketing and stuff, which is when I sort of hooked up then with Lance Groom, and we launched Prometheus Profits during the summer there.
Nice.
That was sort of then about the whole product launching thing and what I had learned from launching those products, along with Lance's experience of launching products, because he's done a number over the years. So it was sort of a complete sort of how-to for anyone that wants to jump in, rather than having to try and sort of partner with someone big or get on their radar to launch. Like, we showed you step by step how to start getting in there and getting your name out there.
I recall Prometheus Profits, because also I like the way profits is like a constant in all your names for your things. Maybe not this time, it should be Simple Income Profits, maybe not Simple Income Methods. But I remember Prometheus Profits. That was the first time you turned up on my radar, because you managed to choose, thanks a lot, Ryan, you managed to choose the same date as one of my product launches, and I'm much less established than you are. So that annoyed me intensely. I have no idea if it affected figures on the day or not, but thanks a bunch for that. What's notable, and I guess you're I guess very humble, is you don't really say who these people are that you're teaming up with. For you to go with Bill Hugel, who was a very big name, back in the day. Lance Groom is also someone, your partner for your most recent launch before Simple Income Methods, which is coming out this month, October. Lance Groom is also a partner, a product, launching partner that you've got in with, who's also a huge name, or at least has a really interesting background. Can you tell people a little bit very quickly about Lance Groom? And then, after you tell everyone about who Lance Groom is, because he is really a character. I think he's been on TV, like Shark Tank or something. I can't remember. I know he's got a bit of a US TV personality. How did you get involved with him? Because there'll be so many people watching this, and you're so humble. The way you just explain these big figures you launch with, but you don't really explain the gravitas. Explain how you got in with these people. I mean, where do they find you? Do you approach them? Do they approach you? That'd be really useful for many people who are a little bit behind you when it comes to, getting into the product launching world, but trying to get to where you are at the moment.
Yeah, I'll start sort of explaining how I got in with Bill and Spencer, just because that was the sort of the first sort of experience in this. So that was actually my first sort of experience within the sort of make money online sort of niche. Was with them. I was creating affiliate sites and ranking them and making money off like Amazon and things like that there. And it was through that there then I discovered Bill and Spencer. We had partnered together, and they created a program to try, and it was like, I think it was the 5K income. I can't remember what it was called, but it was the goal of it was to get you to 5K a month. And I sort of seen that and was just all interested in it, signed up. And then when I got chatting to them and going through the training and stuff, it was just all like, they were asking what other sort of incomes I have and stuff. And I started talking about the domain one, and then we got talking, and then that's how we created the product. That's how we launched that one. And then as far as Lance, it was actually through domaining again, because Lance is a certified broker on Flippa. So he does a lot of domain sales. Like I sell mine for like $500-$600. He sells his for $15,000. That's the sort of level he's on when it comes to the whole domain thing. But yeah, Lance's background is sort of he was online, like he was doing offline marketing for online things. So he has his sort of main products called Ad Tactics. So it's all about actually putting your ads out in newspapers and magazines and stuff, and sending them to like offers on like the ClickBank or your own webinars, your own high ticket things, and that's what he does. A lot of how he does a lot of his figures online is actually offline marketing, which is mind blowing for people these days because everyone thinks everything's only online.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lance was on TV, as you said. Like he's done a few sort of, he's like the commercials and things, the sort of like the late night selling, and he did a few shows and stuff for like money shows and stuff out in America. Like, but he is quite the character. Like he's the best sort of person for me because, as you said, I'm the sort of quiet, the more reserved, and he's the opposite,
the humble giant of revenue.
And then he's the sort of the show person. He likes to be on the camera, and he can really sell, and he gets really excited about things. So I think that's why our partnership sort of worked well. We were like the two sides of the coin.
And I think you've touched upon something there, which is really important for product launching. I'm just going to go one little bit beyond it, which is when looking for, listen, you've done this more times than I ever have, but you know, when it comes to product launching with someone, you know, this is a solo launch, Simple Income Methods, which is coming out on Friday, 9th of October. But, you know, your previous ones have been with other launch managers, other JV managers and like. It's important to find people whose skills complement your own, I guess. I think you'd appreciate this more than others. Yeah. I think there'll be many people watching this today for whom maybe this is their first launch or they're still testing out how best to optimize launching. Really key to find someone who doesn't share exactly, whilst they might probably share the same enthusiasm for the product itself, doesn't share the exact skills. You found someone with Bill, with Lance, you found people who are maybe natural marketers, natural salespeople, and perhaps have an audience already, which has left you to be able to do the engineering side, be it the creation, the technical, the funnel creation, that kind of stuff. I guess that's been would you say that's pretty true, that it's always important, this is a useful nugget to watch, is find people who aren't of the same, probably, you know, I find someone who isn't of the same bent as you, but actually has complementary skills.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, like it's sort of, it makes everything easier when it comes to launching. If you have someone that likes to do all the marketing, likes to talk to the JVs, likes to sort of be out doing all the hype, getting the name of the product out there. Whereas then you would have someone who's good at creating the web pages, writing the copy, doing all the sort of technical side of things. Like that's the sort of the two main skills you need for your product launches. And that's, I think, is the sort of the yin and yang type thing of when it comes to launching. If you can get a partner that has the opposite skills that you sort of lack, then you're going to do well.
Brilliant. Now, I talked about the funnel there a moment ago. Can you take us back to Simple Income Methods and tell us what's in the actual funnel? What can someone who buys it expect once they buy the front end product?
Yeah, so we've actually sort of touched on some of the stuff that you'll be getting there. So in the sort of the first sort of upsell, it's 4 more advanced methods, and like they do take an awful lot more work to implement, but of course then the reward is higher. And one of the products actually included in it is Nexus Profits.
Nice.
So like,
was that your domain flipping one?
Yep. So that's the domain flipping one. So it's in there, like, cause you can't, like, we've taken it down since we've launched it now, so that, like, this is the only place you can get it if you haven't got it already.
Red hot exclusive. I like it. Very good.
And then there'll be another method all about product creation and sort of what I've learned from all the launches I've done. And then another one in there is about sort of selling sound bites. So it's another sort of launch that I have done with Saska, who's launching with you and Paul Tilley. So it's all about creating sound bites and selling them on different platforms. And the final one then is about giving away products for free and actually making money from it. Now, this is a course that I'm working on that will be released to the public maybe next month.
Exciting. Look at that, push button profits exclusive. Yep, First time that Ryan has revealed he's got another product. Obviously, that's not much news to anyone who's in product launching, that you need to always have another product coming, but interesting to hear about it.
Yeah, so this one here will be like you're getting sort of a sneak peek of the product before it actually comes to the market if you pick up the first upsell. And then the second upsell then is what I call my little black book of traffic. So it's all the sort of traffic sources I use, including the sort of the solo ad vendors I've used that actually have brought me results.
Yep.
Lots of different sites where you can actually post ads for free. And then I have a list of, I think it's 15 at the minute, sites where you can actually send 1,000 emails a day for free to people within the make money
Nice.
online niche. So it's all in there, and I'm constantly updating my sort of little black book of traffic. Every time I find a new sort of solo ad vendor that actually is bringing me results, or I find another place to email for free, I'll be updating the members area constantly with
Frankly,
all the new stuff.
Frankly, I think just that alone makes this a very valuable product. You know, it's one thing to learn tactics and methods, but frankly, as I always say to everyone, and as I always say in my own reviews and promos, traffic is what makes or breaks a product. It's one thing if you have a a product which teaches you a method or does done for you websites or whatever it might be. If no one sees it, it's of no consequence. So hearing that in simple income methods, that there is a traffic aspect that people can get as one of the, is it, pardon me, just to clarify, that's one of the OTOs, or is that in the front? Yeah, in one of the
That's
OTOs.
one of the OTOs, yeah.
That you can learn where Ryan, who's a seasoned internet marketer, is actually getting really good traffic that converts. It makes it valuable in and of itself, as well as what you'll be teaching. So Ryan, that is really interesting. And thank you for coming on to talk about simple income methods, which goes live, I'll just say it one more time, on Friday, 9th of October at 11 a.m. Eastern on Warrior Plus. If you want to pick up simple income methods and you've been learning about it today from the show, in the link of the description just below this video, there'll be a link which will take you straight through to the simple income methods sales page, and you can see if this product is for you. My last question to you, Ryan, it's a bit of a surprise one, is October is a very busy month. There's lots of competition. If you had to say to any JVs or launchers who are watching this today, why they should choose your product, or just why some should go with your product, there's a lot happening. You know how it is.
Yeah.
What's the killer USP with simple income methods? Why someone should take a chance and give it to their list? And what sort of people, what sort of lists would be very responsive to this product, do you think, just to give some advice to anyone who might want to choose it to promote on Friday?
Yeah, I think sort of what I was saying before, the fact that there's a method in there for everyone. So no matter who's on your list, there's going to be something there for everyone. So I think it'll work well with any sort of list, with people who want to make money or want to make like a side income, want to sort of build up to replace their job, any sort of list where they're interested in that. And also for the JVs, like the funnel's quite deep. There's one OTO I didn't touch on there, which is actually creating a product for someone, and the commission on that there is quite large, like, so that would be a good selling point that way. And I'm also doing 100% across the funnel for the first 8 hours of the launch.
Nice.
So it's
100% commissions for the first 8 hours of launch on Friday, 9th of October, 11 a.m., not even 9 or 10 a.m. At 11 a.m., a little bit of a later launch on Friday, 9th of October for simple income methods. If you want to jump in on that, 100% commissions for the first 8 hours. So that's really cool and exciting. Well, Ryan, thank you very much for joining us today to tell us about simple income methods. And we look forward to it being a really successful launch and hearing about it maybe in the next month when you talk about your next product. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.